Hello again, Mona Kiani from Englisi Farsi Studios from Melbourne. This book here is called Sabzíját, Vegetables, the third book in our series and a really useful one, once again in the kitchen. When I was making and prepping food for my son, I found it really hard to distinguish between all the herbs and spices, and I had to write them down to remember them. And this is what this whole process was about sharing these words with my family and then getting them made for everyone, because I realized that a lot of us are second generation and really didn't have the vocab to be able to teach our children. And I think it's so important, especially, with a lot of efflux from people coming out of Iran, to not lose this beautiful, precious language. So when you're making food in the kitchen and you need to recollect some words, it could be an educational tool for yourself or for your child. So if your child particularly likes a vegetable, like my son loves capsicum, for example, so I'd always talk about felfel dolmei, not felfel, he doesn't like felfel, felfel dolmei. And so what I'd do is explain to him what the vegetable was. We'd look at the picture and say, oh, what do you like it with? Do you want it fresh or cut or frozen, or however you want to do it, and see how it evolved from there. And these conversations don't have to end with, oh, this is a felfel dolmei. It's what color is it? What shape is it? How do you like its taste? What does it taste like? Mazed chimide, and then you can go through all of the array of things that you can use to describe a felfel dolmei. So simple, but it enhances vocab and it allows for the child to be exposed to these things. And also healthy eating. I mean, let's be honest, they sort of lead by example. So if these fruits and veggies out on the table and you're interacting with them and describing them, it makes it a bit more exciting for them to eat too. I guess the other important thing about this book is the herbs. I found it really confusing to differentiate between basil and chives and onion and garlic. Onion and garlic always got me. Piyaz vasir. And then piyaz chair, which is like a spring onion. Then you've got like coriander, parsley, dill, tarragon. I mean, those are things that, as you grow up, you start having to cook in the kitchen for the kids. And I was like, Ari, yodam nist, I don't know what this is in Chia. And so that's sort of how this all came about. So referring to each vegetable as their true name, rather than switching back to English, which is sometimes what we have to do if we don't know those words. But hopefully with these tools, you're able to word recollect quicker and able to refer to a text that's quick and easy to actually look it up. So hopefully these are providing that platform for you. We also have them in iBook too, which is just a click of a button and the words appear there. Kids really like it actually, because they can also hear the way the word sounds and they can repeat it. But I don't obviously condone screen time, but the auditory component of that is pretty unique and fun. And we wanted to make these resources available in all platforms so that they are applicable to our generation, because a lot of the texts and references can be pretty archaic, and I wanted these to be fun and interactive, and making use of the technology we have. I mean, it's incredible what we're exposed to, what we have access to, so that's brilliant. The other activity you can do with your children is to plant some seeds, like the fruit. Plant some seeds in a herb garden. I mean, especially during this time, it's a great period of time that you can actually use to utilize, the time that you have at home with the kids, to plant some seeds, grab a patch of soil and just, start describing and explaining these words to them. The other thing you can also do is food prep with the children. I got my son a really awesome, like a childproof knife, and he was able to help me chop fruit and vegetables in the kitchen, and that really helped with his obviously didactic skills, which he's a very hands-on kid, but also helped with being involved in the cooking and prepping process, which then made him more enthusiastic about eating them too. I found that when he actually helped prepare a meal, he enjoyed it and ate more of it. So that's a little sort of experience that I've had. Share your experiences. How did you get your kids to eat your vegetables, but also learn the words in Persian? Like, share, subscribe, all below. Persian, pass it on.